And audio sync in 1, 2, 3.
Clap.
I hate you.
DJ Left Nut on the beat, bro.
Hey everybody, welcome to our channel. My name is Richard Custodio II, aka YouTube's sweetheart.
My name is Marco Arias, and this is All the Way.
Today we're going to be talking about some current events going on in the superhero world. Man, I suck.
Alright, so the first thing that we're going to be talking about is the thing that everybody's talking about, which is Spider-Man no longer being able to be used by the MCU.
Now, Tom Holland Spider-Man. You got to make sure we're talking about the right Spider-Man here, because a lot of people get confused and think you're talking about the OG Spider-Man. You got to specify Tom Holland Spider-Man, the best one.
The OG Spider-Man is literally the worst Spider-Man.
No. I will admit, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man was kind of a whiny little.
Garfield wasn't.
The problem with Andrew Garfield was he was too cool to realistically play a nerdy Peter Parker. Peter Parker wasn't getting no before the spider serum. Andrew Garfield could. Now, Tobey Maguire, like, he could realistically pass as an unfuckable nerd.
He was an unfuckable 30-year-old.
Exactly. By the time he reached the storyline where he was in college, he looked like he had already graduated college. Like,
twice.
he looked like he should have been teaching.
He was a professor.
Exactly. Willem Dafoe was probably the same age as him. They probably went to go play poker after the.
Talking about the good old days.
Back to Tom Holland, I'm so butthurt that he's not in the MCU anymore. Because the MCU made Tom Holland Spider-Man what he is, you know what I mean?
I think the opposite. I think Tom Holland is what made the MCU Spider-Man so fucking big.
Well, I don't know, because you got to think about it. It's not just Tom Holland. He didn't walk in front of camera and they're like, just freestyle all your lines. I mean, they do that a lot.
He walked in front of a camera and did a bunch of flips, and then we were like, that's the kid.
All I'm saying is, if Sony thinks that the reason that they were tanking is because they didn't have Spider-Man anymore, they have another thing coming. That is not why.
That is not what finished off this agreement. What finished off the agreement was the fact that Sony and Disney had a set rate that Disney was going to take for Spider-Man, but Disney wanted 50%. And when it comes to Sony Television, they are nothing without Spider-Man. So they could not afford to give Disney 50% of everything Spidey related.
Yeah, of course, that makes perfect sense.
Also, Disney, because Disney didn't need 50% of Spider-Man, but they got 100% of everything.
Disney would be fine if they got 0% of the profits from anything they made Spider-Man related for the rest of time. Disney's got Star Wars. Disney probably owns gas stations, for all I know. They probably do. That's probably a real fact. And we're putting it up on the screen. Boop, now, right there. The real facts, right there.
Disney doesn't own gas stations.
Bet you Disney owns gas stations. It's going to be up right here. A special guest star on the channel. This is the actual cat from Captain Marvel right here. Fun fact, no special effects were used in Captain Marvel for the Flurfkin. This cat can actually just do that shit.
Yeah, he does that naturally. It's tough trying to feed him in the morning.
Mm-hmm. End of the day, I don't think Tom Holland Spider-Man is going to be the same without Marvel backing them. Kevin Feige, the Marvel writers, I think that's what made Tom Holland Spider-Man so unique, and I think him going back to Sony would be a step in the wrong direction.
I think if Sony was going to have a Spider-Man that could keep going without Marvel's backing, it would be Tom Holland's.
Yo, you know what I just thought of? Do you think Sony might have done this on purpose? Sony didn't want to do the character development and put out the millions and millions of dollars to like make Tom Holland a household name, so they decided to give Marvel partial ownership until they built up this amazing, awesome, lovable Spider-Man, and then they're like, we're just going to take that back now. You know.
You're saying that Sony used Marvel for the development for everybody to come out and love Tom Holland and then take it back?
Yep, take it back.
Because but Sony was the one that tried to continue negotiations. It was Disney that walked away from the table.
Oh, well, of course they got to make it look like they're playing the game. I mean, they couldn't just wait until Endgame came out and be like, give us that back. Like, no, they had to.
That's an interesting idea. Now that Spider-Man is back at Sony, we can now see a Venom Spider-Man movie.
Sure. Who do you think will win in a fight, though? Tom Holland or Tom Hardy? Not even their characters. It's Tom Holland versus Tom Hardy.
In a fist fight?
Fist fight.
I am going with Tom Holland. That gymnastic little prick.
Really? I think Tom Hardy any day. Once you played Bane, you're f***ing How many Oscars has Tom Holland won?
Wait,
0.
What does Oscars have to do with a fist fight?
Okay, so you're telling me Leonardo DiCaprio wouldn't beat the shit out of one of the kids that play in Stranger Things? They haven't won any Oscars.
Okay, I've never seen Stranger Things, so I don't know. However, the Red Power Ranger from that reboot, 2017, he's in there, and he would beat Leonardo DiCaprio's ass. Do you know why?
Why?
Because he is a Power Ranger.
Also, I believe probably win in a fight with Leonardo DiCaprio because he would have enough goddamn sense to fucking fit his body on that fucking door in the Titanic.
I'd have pulled Rose into the water. Because if I'm dying, we're both dying.
Well, I would have pulled Rose into that water and, do a little something strange.
The Toms versus the Chris in Marvel.
The Toms versus the Chris's. Okay, so that would be Tom Holland, Tom Hiddleston,
Yeah.
and Tom Hardy. Fucking Chris Hemsworth,
Yeah.
Chris Evans,
Yeah.
and Chris Pratt.
Yeah. I think between Hemsworth and Evans, they pretty much got that wrapped up. And Star-Lord. I will never forget what he did. That the motherfucker had the chance and couldn't take it.
So close. That glove was basically off of his fucking hand. That
The
would have happened.
snap would have never happened.
Never would have happened if Star-Lord hadn't got all in his feelings about Gamora being dead. You know how many other people had the right to be in their feelings? Drax's whole family got fucking clapped by Thanos. And he was still fighting. He played by the rules.
Yeah, but you guys ass beat.
That's a good point. Counterpoint, everybody got their ass beat by Thanos. Moving on to our next
The
subject.
things that we can expect from the Phase 4 and Phase 5.
Now, what I do want to talk about from Phase 5.
Okay, Phase 5.
Blade.
I really hope that the new Blade movie is great. I love Blade. I love the character.
He loves Mahershala Ali.
I don't have a problem with him. No, I loved him as a Cottonmouth. However, Wesley Snipes will always be Blade. I feel like he did a tremendous thing with those few movies that he got. It was still spectacular.
Do you honestly think that by Phase 5, they will have made a Nova movie?
Yes, they have to. Okay,
My nigga,
they keep going into space, but they keep forgetting one of the most important people. Phase 5 will have Nova.
You're gonna die.
Nova.
Old and alone.
Nova.
And you'll never, ever
Look, we should have got Nova
see a Nova
in
movie.
Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
Would you be mad if a trailer gets dropped for the Nova movie next year at Comic-Con, directed by Michael Bay?
Fuck Michael Bay. He has ruined my childhood. He has taken everything that I have ever loved and just explosion after explosion in it because he thinks it makes it look cool. It doesn't, you
Dick.
They're called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Silent. Deadly. They don't go blowing up fucking skyscrapers. Shredder does not have a mech suit. You fucking prick. I hope you see this video. Okay?
I challenge you to an actual fight.
I tuned out for a second, but I tuned back in when you said actual fight. You heard it here first, folks. Marco Arias of the famed YouTube channel All the Way has challenged Michael Bay, famous director of classics such as Transformers, The Fallen Knight.
Fallen Knight. What?
Yeah, isn't that what the last one was called?
It doesn't matter, because after Transformers 1, it was this Transformers piece of shit.
I also don't like how short I look compared to you in this shot.
You're also sitting down, which is sad that we're almost same height and you're on the floor.
I got a long neck.
I have a low couch.
Low couch and long neck. Coming soon to Disney Plus's new streaming service. Yeah. So what I'm looking forward to most from Phase 4 is probably this Doctor Strange movie, because this is going to be the first ever horror movie made, produced, directed by Marvel.
I am all for the Scarlet Witch. I'm all for the horror movie aspect, because I love a good horror movie. However, the whole Doctor Strange part, the whole last half of the movie is just him doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over. And
You wish that you could be Tom Hiddleston.
You mean-
Benedict Cumberbatch are just the shittiest things that have come from Marvel. Or superheroes in general.
Thor. How is Thor, the god of thunder, an Asgardian warrior, fat?
What makes you think the fact that he can control thunder would make him immune to becoming obese?
Because he can instantly just shock himself and burn the fat off.
Is that how you think it works?
No, but he's an Asgardian.
Okay.
When's the last time you see a fat Asgardian?
Thor 1.
That dude wasn't fat. That dude was strong. Did you
So is
see him?
Thor.
I don't really know who the next bad guy is gonna be. You know?
The next big bad guy?
Yeah.
It's obvious. They have to do Kang the Conqueror. That's the only real step up from Thanos.
They can't do Kang until they like firmly introduce the Fantastic Four.
I would have preferred they pushed even Infinity War forward like 5 years just so we can get a pre-established X-Men and Fantastic Four in the same universe.
You mean pushing it back 5 years?
Forward in time. You can't push it back 5 years because that'd be 2012. 13.
No, pushing it back on the docket.
No. I just hate the way you think.
Yeah, them pushing it back 5 years would have been a big help because they would have been able to use the X-Men. They'd have been able to introduce Fantastic Four.
Exactly.
So even if they weren't going to use them for Infinity War, they could have pushed Endgame back and then had it as kind of a, we found these heroes that were left.
That's what I thought they were going to do. Because when they jumped forward 5 years, I was like, here we go, mutants. It was really just Captain America was doing AA meetings. Marvel is riding high. They've been the king of superhero movies for years and years and years and years, since like Avengers back in 2012.
But that's because their name's attached to it. They've made a couple movies that weren't very good. Everybody will agree that Thor: The Dark World, that was a tough movie to get through. Captain America: The First Avenger, that was a tough movie to get through.
Winter Soldier, though.
Winter Soldier picked it back up.
Fire.
And Civil War just put a pin in it.
Icing on the cake.
It was great.
Delicious.
You got Iron Man 1, one of the greatest movies in the MCU, still. You got Iron Man 2.
Which was...
It was pretty good. But then you got Iron Man 3, and you got the Mandarin situation. I loved Age of Ultron.
I thought it was great, too. Apparently a lot of people felt that Age of Ultron was ass.
I believe that was a great movie.
Yep.
One, I loved Ultron.
Absolutely. James Spader as Ultron.
Amazing.
Great performance.
That scene in the end when they're all protecting that drill piece.
Yeah.
An
That was great.
iconic scene.
That's comparable with the circular shot in the 2012 Avengers when they were all in the street.
That scene will forever stand at the top.
Ooh, I don't know. I think the best scene, even above that scene, it would be in Endgame when Cap said, "Avengers, assemble," and then everyone started running. That pinnacle Marvel moment for me. Did he just make everybody an Avenger in that moment too?
Yes, he just brought out the old bullhorn and was like, if you can hear this, you're an Avenger. Try not to die. Is he not a bad guy, though? Steve, yep. Because he just sent a whole crap load of people to their deaths. Knowing full well that most of those people were not in a position to fight against Thanos, he still convinced them to fight against Thanos.
Fucking no excuse. Anyone who was there volunteered to fight.
Hold on, because they agreed to fight, okay? But they had no idea what they were fighting, and Steve did. You think Steve broke it down for them?
No, Steve didn't. Because Steve is a soldier and knows that there are casualties in war. He knew that a lot of those people were probably going to die, but they needed that to happen in order for them to win the fight in the end.
And yet he's a good guy.
Oh yeah, you would have did the same thing, except for you probably would have been in the back.
I'd have been Thanos.
That's what happens when you're fighting Thanos and his fucking sword of...
I would call it a giant weapon.
I'd call it a universe buster.
A universe buster?
Yeah.
That's what they call my dick.
Alright, everybody. Thank you for watching. This has been our first episode of All the Way. I've been Richard Custodio II.
I'm Marco Arias.
Alright. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace out.
Yeah. Bye. 3, 1, 2, 3. That's what I mean when I say all three.
That's exactly what I did.
You went 1, 2,
3. Yeah.
No, it's 1, 2, 3.
No, you're on go. 1, 2, 3, go.
Oh, okay.
You're on go.
No,
you're
I'm sorry.
on
I'm
3.
sorry. Tell me again how the American education system did not fail you. Because you think go goes after 3. You think the number system goes 1, 2, 3, go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
That's how people do 1, 2, 3, go.
What?
When they're doing like acting and shit.
He has hemorrhoids.
Hemorrhoids. Yeah, boy.
I'll be fine.
Nero's. I'm gonna kill myself. I'm literally gonna kill myself.
Somebody got put in your own way. Michael Bay should definitely kill himself.
Okay. Boop, put up a picture of Marco getting in the ass.
By Disney. Right after they bought this channel,
Walt Disney
and killed us both.
Walt Disney got put in a fucking microwave so they could thaw him from his cryogenic chamber, and went right and be like, you know what I've been waiting for all this time? Fucking Marco. Just pounding into his meat.
Focus. Focus.
Okay.
So, character. That's the next big bad guy in Phase 5.
Mm-hmm.
It's just butt cheeks.
Coming up, Doc.
Well, what was your biggest inspiration?
Pornhub.
One of Sarah's pubes just floated on.
Right?
Did you see that fucking
Nova!
degenerate ghost walk in the background of the shot? I'm joking. I would Michael B. Jordan if he walked in here right now.
He's really not joking.
I'm not joking.
At all.
At all.
So, Michael B. Jordan, if somehow you start watching this,
Slide up.
please stay away.
Or at least a dick ring.
Two floating sentient butt cheeks. That's all he is. Shove it up Kevin Feige's ass.
I am deeply sorry.